Hi everyone, welcome back to the Great Awakening, episode 17. So this video will be titled, Why Do Chosen Ones Go Through So Much Hardship? So let's get straight into it. So I know that I'm a chosen one. I've talked about this before because of my mission in life and what I have decided to do with my life. In my previous videos, I've talked about that and shared those things. But today I want to talk about you as well, the viewers, the ones that are watching, that you have also decided and realized that you are a chosen one. And once you realize and find your calling in life and you start to live that life, it's an obvious thing if you're chosen because you just know it. You feel it because you're different. You know, from the time as early as you can remember as a child, you started to realize that you were different. People treated you differently. You didn't have a whole lot of friends. Maybe your family had turned their back on you, or you just struggled, making friends or in relationships, or you've had people like turn their back on you. You've been through divorces. You've been through heartbreak. Um, a lot of times, chosen ones they experience a whole lot of things that others don't. Just feeling alone, isolated, being left out of the crowd. Um, Even me as growing up as a kid, I remember just feeling like an outcast, especially in school. Like you walk into a room or the lunchroom, you feel like everyone's staring at you, but they don't want to talk to you. You sit down at the lunch table and, everybody's around you's having fun and laughing or whatever, and you're all alone. Um, or you're the last one picked on. This actually happened to me in middle school. I was new to the school or whatever, but I was the last one picked for a team. I think it was like dodgeball or something. And I still remember that to this day. And that's another sign that you are chosen, is that you are left out. You don't fit in on this earth. Um, you go through things that others may not. You know, you might be going through financial hardship. You may be going through bankruptcy. Um, you may have lost everything. I've talked about the dark night of the soul. I've went through that myself. I lost everything. So if you are going through that kind of a situation right now, then that's most likely what it is. You were a chosen one. And before you were even born, you know, you had made a contract with God, and you had decided to come here for a special purpose. And you know, you will know if you're chosen because you will have an idea of what it is that you want to do with your life. And it's usually following God and being a helper on this earth, doing great things, helping others, uplifting people. If you have the financial means to help people, that's another way to do it. But just being a genuine good person and helping people in need, people who are homeless or don't have what you have, offering assistance to people that may have special needs, or um, that might be going through whatever they're going through. There's a lot of problems on the earth right now, especially financially. Most people are struggling. People living in their cars, living on the streets, giving to homeless, going to shelter, stuff like that, and helping donate food or um, just giving money to people on the side of the road. I mean, whatever it is that you do. And with me, my gift is music. I put out Christian music now, and that's where I feel like my true gift and passion as a chosen one is, and to carry out serving the Lord through my music and also these videos here. So between my music and YouTube, that's my two ways of um, helping society and helping people and leading them to Christ and helping them get saved, and also help awaken them to the true nature of reality. So that is my mission in life, and that's what I plan to do for the rest of my life. But you have to find what it is that you feel like your calling is and live that calling. But the reason why so many chosen ones struggle and go through so much hardship, back to the point of the video, is that the reason why is because you have already established this with God, that you are here for a purpose. So with that being said, the enemy, the devil, the powers to be, the ones that manipulate and control this earth, they are not happy that you are here trying to do good. The world is an evil place. We all know that. Things seem to get worse every day. So if you are even one in a million people that are trying to do good, the enemy is going to try to stop you. And that's why chosen ones go through so much hardship, because even the devil fears chosen ones. And when God made that contract with you and you came to this earth, first you had to find your calling. First you had to realize and accept it, that you are a chosen one, just like I have. And you start living that life. And when you do that, the devil, the enemy, the powers to be, they don't like it, because you're creating friction against the evil plan, which is to take everyone down. Because that's what the devil wants. He wants to take your soul. He wants to lead you to hell. He doesn't want you doing good. He wants you to be out here living an evil life, just like a lot of the people that are running around that have no morals, no idea what they're doing. They're just lost. They're asleep in this world. And those are the people that we're trying to help, right? So you're going to get resistance, especially from non-believers, because even in my life, I've tried to witness to several people that just shut me down, and all I could do is pray for them, and that's all you can do. So not everyone's going to want to hear your message, Not everyone's going to want to hear the messages that I'm talking about here on this video. But at the same time, I am doing what my calling is. I'm serving the Lord through my music and through these videos. So today I want you to ask yourself, what is it that you have to offer this world? And if you have accepted that you are a chosen one and you know your path, then stop worrying about the resistance. Just go and do what you have to do. I fight resistance every single day. I go through issues that you guys have no idea, that are sometimes traumatic, and it's hard to get through. Sometimes it's even hard to get through the day, just knowing all the things that I have to do and all the responsibilities I have and everything that is coming against me. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that nothing on this earth truly matters other than serving the Lord and helping others. Because as spiritual beings, that's what we are. I've talked about this before. All we are is energy, vibrations, and frequency. So you want to resonate with that your highest self at all times. Like there's days I get up and I struggle, but I try to bring myself back. And every day you need to try to stay in a good, positive energy, vibration, and frequency. And if you do that, you'll get better each day. It'll get easier. You'll still have hardship, but when those things come your way, you have to just stop and say, I transmute that negative energy. Take a minute and do some breathing techniques. The best one I've found is to breathe in through your nose for about, I'd say 6 to 8 seconds, and then hold it, and then release through your mouth for about 10 seconds. Do a slow exhale. And what you want to do is create space to create, because we are creators. We're powerful co-creators, and we can all manifest. So through that, by controlling your breath and close your eyes and create space by just not thinking about anything, let everything go and just take a moment to bring yourself back. Sometimes I get frustrated, sometimes I get mad, and I stop myself. And I'll hold my heart right here, because our heart and brain are coherent and they work together, So there's like a magnetic field around us in our energy space, and your heart and brain work together. So what I do is cover my heart and, I do my manifestations, but I'll transmute the negative energy. So if I have a moment where I get angry or whatever, I'll find a quiet place, even in my car or whatever, and I'll just stop, close my eyes, hold my heart, and breathe. Do the breathing technique and release it, and I will transmute all the negative energy. So anytime something happens during your day, that's all you have to do, because we are the observers in this simulation. Um, like I said, we're spiritual beings here having a human experience. I've talked about this in my other videos. You can go back and check them out if you're lost right now. I'm trying to hurry on this video, but I want you to understand that all we are is energy, vibrations, and frequency. And we are powerful co-creators in this simulation. So by doing the breathing technique and manifestation, and also, as a chosen one, you should be enlightened. You should have opened your third eye by now. If you're at this point, where you've already been through your spiritual awakening, and you can clear your chakra as well. And I'll hold my heart, close my eyes, and do my breathing. And then I'll say, I clear my chakra of all trauma, all negativity. And then I will say, I resonate with the highest energies, vibrations, and frequencies from the quantum field, from the fifth dimension, the 5D. Because this simulation is the 3D world. It's just a simulation. So what you got to remember, as a chosen one, if you are enlightened and you've been through your spiritual awakening, that we are just here on a mission. We are spiritual beings in a body that is just a simulation of the mind, because all we are is mind. Everything is mind. We're, if you've accepted Christ, you are also Christ conscious. So there's a lot here to take in, but what you got to realize is that there's a lot more we can control through our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So remember those three things: thoughts, feelings, emotions. That's how you shape your reality. So don't let all the bad things that are happening in your life stop you from living your life and doing the things that God wants you to do. Because if you're chosen, your mission, you just need to keep doing what you're doing and fight along the way, because that's the only way you can keep going. You can't let the bad things in your life stop you. You have to just take every day one by one and do the best you can, but fight off the evil, fight off the demons, fight off Satan by rebuking Satan and also transmuting the negative energy that these people are trying to, put you in. Because most people today, most things around you are just trying to drain you of your energy, drain you of your strength, put you on a bad frequency. So it's you and me that have to control that. We have to harness everything that is inside of us and the power that we have and keep it pure. And by transmuting all of the negative energy and stuff that comes our way, that's the only way to stay on track. So I hope you guys understand that. I kind of went all over the place there, but if you don't, please check out my previous videos where I explain things more in detail. Now that this is episode 17, I feel like the ones that have been watching already know where I've been going, so they may be able to understand this better. But if you need more, if you don't understand this video, please go back and look at the individual videos on certain topics, and maybe that will help you. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. God bless you all.